to the next level.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Coach Tiffany Parra, Editor-in-Chief of Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Today is our Financial Fitness Friday, y'all, and we have one of our amazing contributing writers with us to share some ways for you to diversify yourself, diversify those finances as we move into the future. So let me go ahead and bring him on in. Hi,
Hey, Tiffany.
Dr. Jeffrey. How are you? Oh,
Awesome. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. The sun is out, no rain. We had a lot of rain out here for a little while, but you know what? Winter is upon us, so it's gonna come. Can't stay sunny all the time in California.
In Florida, it does most of the time.
No, that's awesome. So please, real quickly, tell everyone who you are. They know you're in Florida, so you don't have to say where you are, but who you are, and just a little bit about what you do.
Sure. So I'm Dr. Jeffrey Berger, and I live in Southwest Cape Coral, Florida, next to Fort Myers. That don't know Cape Coral, and originally from Buffalo, New York. So got out of that snowy, cold, damp weather and loving it down here. But in any event, I'm an ex-software engineer and left corporate America in 2015 from total burnout and created Abundance and Optimum Wellness, where as the CEO and founder, I believe we all should be living a life of an abundance and optimum wellness, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And after 4 years of health coaching on the gut microbiome, which is the gut, brain, heart axis health, I am now taking a finance first approach to encompassing, overall well-being by embracing new ways to true wealth in the modern world. And true wealth is not just about money. It's about having the tools and the resources for those who want them to create a lifestyle to live an abundance and optimum wellness physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially.
Love
so there you have it.
And before we dig in, because we're going to give some really amazing information on how people can really change their finances in a different way. People today, they typically, you hear 401k and I don't think I even hear pension anymore. I don't think pensions even exist anymore. So,
No.
But what has been your experience with, more of the traditional, ways of saving versus what you're doing today?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So, the financial industry goes through ups and downs, and unfortunately, I was caught in several of those downs, if you will, between 9/11 and 2008. I had a significant portfolio after working almost 30 years in software as a software engineer, and lost close to seven figures in that, between 9/11 and 2008 with the real estate crash. And during that real estate crash, who got the money? The banks got the money, but that lost money did not, unfortunately. And then in 2020, 2021, the 401ks were turning into 101ks, and one actually flatlined. So that was a rude awakening. And even though my financial planner was encouraging me to, stick it out, the market will come back. Well, in 2021, we liquidated and shifted everything over to decentralized and into new technological projects around the blockchain technology, because I learned the hard way by giving up the opportunity of purchasing 500 Bitcoin in 2009 at 0.0017 cents, which is an 85-cent investment. And I said, nah, sounds like a scam. And as we know today, for those that do know, Bitcoin has been valued at over $100,000 per coin. So I knew in 2017 things were really changing. Encouraged my financial planner to look at other options outside of traditional financial plans. He didn't want to budge, and we finally left in 2021 to explore different, new wealth strategies that are out there today that most people don't know about.
Mhm.
So that's what we did.
So, before we get into some of the products that you've invested in, um, I want to talk about, when people hear blockchain, people hear cryptocurrency, there is a little bit of a stigma, there's a little bit of a fear.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like there is such that kind of stigma around it?
Yeah, so I think, blockchain is obviously a new technology, and it started in 2008. And the first couple of years, 5 to 7 years, was really, really tough because there were a lot of scam artists out there. And so they actually put a damper onto, cryptocurrency, blockchain, Bitcoin, had its ups and downs, but look at where it is today. So it's like any industry, you test the waters, and you evolve from that. And basically, a company's goal is to be profitable, successful, and not only for themselves but also for those who are choosing to diversify their portfolios. And so the stigma is has now been lifted this year in 2025 with a whole brand new outlook with regards to that. However, as I mentioned, in 2020, 2021, things were faltering, and there was a lot of negativity out there from certain individuals bashing blockchain, crypto, Bitcoin, signing executive orders to shut down cryptocurrency companies, which in all fairness the SEC did. However, we're finding out that in one of the companies I was involved with was completely shut down. It took a year and a half for that company to go to court, and the judge threw it out of court, saying the SEC had no right to shut them down. Everything that they did was on the up and up. And that was the issue with all these companies being shut down, instilling fear. Today, it's a whole new paradigm shift with regards to embracing technologies. We have a new SEC chairman who embraces technologies around blockchain, seeing what advantages there are for it and where it's taking us into the future,
Mhm.
as well as cryptocurrency, because basically decentralized is a system for the people, um, having more control over their money.
Mhm.
In the centralized, you are restricted to the rules and regulations
Right.
of the centralized system. And you're hearing today people are being shut down from their bank accounts because of their political views, or they won't get the digital IDs, and their bank accounts are being shut down, so forth and so on.
That's
So
scary.
there's a lot of disruption out there, and it's kind of sifting through that and learning what are the viable options out there from a freedom perspective, not a controlled perspective. And I think that more and more people are starting to wake up because this is happening now. It's changing the way we will be doing things in the future. And those of us who are in the know now, we're at the ground floor level still,
Hmm.
with blockchain, and with many of these companies who are coming on board, because every company will be going on to the blockchain. Because why? Because it's more secure, it's transparent, and you're held accountable for the actions on the blockchain. Because in the www world, companies could manipulate their numbers, and there was more fraud in the WW world, where today, yes, there has been fraud on blockchain. I'm not going to say there hasn't.
Hmm.
However, it's a little bit more difficult to break into that.
Yeah. Thank you. So let's dig in. Let's dig into some of these companies. So Viarta One.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. When did you get involved? How did you get involved? Let's talk about just kind of all the different components, because I know it's a lot, but it's very interesting. And this is something that I will say I have already invested in myself because of
Right.
just
Right.
this whole just it just got me, and I got burned before with some of the crypto stuff out there as well. So I was very skeptical, y'all.
Sure.
But I just want
Sure.
to say that, just upfront that, this has been an investment that, we're excited about as well. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, Viarta formed in 2019, and it actually started to I'll say the egg met the sperm met the egg, and that's when things started to develop in 2009, because they were doing a lot of research, and in 2009 was 8 and 9 was blockchain technology. And so they officially launched in 2019. They were the first company to tokenize real estate on the blockchain technology. So, and they have an apartment in Dubai. It's a one-bedroom apartment. It was a test pilot, and they successfully launched that. I officially was introduced to the company in 2022, July of 2022, when I was out in Las Vegas at a networking event, and I met Sir Lothar Rapior from Frankfurt, Germany. He sat at my VIP table, and we got to talking. And I was like, I don't know. I was skeptical. However, I left my doors open to getting educated again. It's all about education. And after about a month and a half to 2 months of due diligence, doing my own research and having conversations with a number of people in the industry, decided to jump on board. Why? Because it was real estate, and it's what we know today is real world assets. And that was a game changer for me, because my first cryptocurrency project was a crypto project, and it was something that was out in crypto world, and I couldn't touch it or feel it. And it was, so it wasn't tangible, but this was. And I ended up going to Dubai. Really, I came on board, and then I was invited to Dubai and attended a summit. I got to touch the Paramount, structure. We have another structure in Dubai. So I was actually touching the asset. So that made me more and more comfortable. So we've got property in Zanzibar, Mozambique. Zanzibar has already started to be developed, which is a high-end hotel resort. We have a property in Mozambique, which is going to be a commercial, like 3 to 4 to 5 stories of commercial stores and businesses, and then the rest is going to be high-end living. They're looking at other property in Malaysia and a couple of other countries. Their vision is to have a high-end property and resort or property in every country moving forward. So that's one of their products, which is now NFT. It's an NFT product, and it is backed by real estate. So you are a fractional owner of the property that purchased from. And then they have a metaverse, which is getting ready to be released and they're developing 5 continents. And the 5 continents, the first one is an educational continent. So they're doing virtual reality campuses in classrooms. Second is Business Bay. It's all about real estate, and the NFTs are in the metaverse. And they also have the Zanzibar property in the metaverse. It is a more of a cartoon, type of image until they get everything up and running and all of the designs up and running. Then those images will transition into like real reality of being there. And then the third continent is Eureka. It's more of a content creation and a development continent. The fourth one is Gameaholic, lots of games, and then the fifth one is Dope. It's all about entertainment. You'll be able to attend me here in Florida. I could be on my lanai watching a concert in Rome or attending a Broadway show. Think that's the vision for the dope continent. So that is the eclectic ecosystem, I call it, and it is accredited by Microsoft, Amazon Web Services. We won the Microsoft Ed Tech Award for innovative technology in the metaverse with our educational component. They just signed a 2-year contract with Google for a collaboration on their educational component, and then we were written up in Forbes magazine. So I'm a global ambassador for the company. I'm helping bring this and launch it into the United States market. And we are incorporated in the United States. We have an office in San Jose, and we will be setting up an office in New York City. I'm supposed to be in New York City at the last week of this month, meeting the CEO and, talking strategy from that perspective. So that's very, very exciting. So I'm taking a lead on educating. Again, it's all about education, educating people about this platform, because it's decentralized right now. However, we're on a path to actually also go IPO on the New York Stock Exchange. So we're utilizing both entities of decentralized and centralized from that perspective. And again, I talk about, those individuals who know decades ago when Microsoft, Apple, Netflix, and Amazon were releasing their technologies, that is where we are today. So we're at those early stages of development. And what is the vision? The vision is unlimited. We're just released and announced our metaverse real estate expo. So people will be able to put on their goggles and get involved in the expo, a real estate expo, and see all of these builders and contractors with their properties, and walk through the expo and look at their apartments or their condominiums or whatever their project is about. And so that's really, really exciting. And we're continuing developing our properties, offering packages for people to come into the ecosystem and be part of it. And again, diversify their portfolios with new wealth growth strategies, because tokenization of real estate is where this industry is going from a real estate perspective. So so that's what Viarda One has to offer.
And I love that they have linked the NFT to something that you can touch, a tangible,
Right.
I was always very skeptical with the NFTs. Like, if I can't touch it, I don't want it.
Right.
If I can't see it, I can't touch it. So I love that. And I love that they are setting up offices where you can actually go and you can meet people. You are not, talking through WhatsApp and, things like that.
Right.
That can be very sketchy, at times.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love how they're really, setting up the company and just really linking it all together. So that's really, really awesome. So we know, or I know, that you recently started another company as well. Let's talk a little bit about that, because it's very, very interesting that.
Sure. So I didn't start the company. It's part of my portfolio. So as this is all part of my portfolio, it's all about diversification, because generally 401ks, you're in multiple companies.
Yeah.
And that's what I've done here is I've embraced multiple companies. What's really unique about Texacoin is this is a Texas-based company, and it is a coin for the people. It's the people's coin. And the CEO, Bobby Gray, was in the precious metals industry, and he was stamping gold, silver, and bronze coins, and had this revelation about alternative currency. And he went up to Congress in 2012 to present his idea. They left him out of Congress, and he went back to Texas and had some few choice words to say, I'm going to launch this. So in April of last year, He launched Textit, and this is a very unique business model because, uh, yes, the token, or the coin, I should say, is on the open market and people are buying it. All right. However, I'm helping market the ability to own the mine. All right. So you own the mine, which produces um, coins on a daily basis. So I refer this to as a daily cash flow producing asset. Now, I can go to Texas and touch my mine if I want to, but that's tangible. That is a real world asset. I own the software, and I have 11 mines, and it is producing coins on a daily basis. So it's a different way of thinking about cryptocurrency. Like and Bitcoin started out with, anytime you do a cryptocurrency, you have to mine these. But for the most part, major corporations own the mines. This is an opportunity for people to come in, at $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000 and own one up to 11 mines with this. And the beauty of this is that it is going to mine for 133 years. So it's transferable to, down 2 to 3 generations. The other aspect of this paradigm of this business model is that the company is reaching out to local, excuse me, to local shops and business owners to incorporate this as form of payment for their products and services, and which is brilliant because it helps stimulate the economy of the state. Okay, and they're having great success with this. The Governor Wallace is on board with this. Other political figures are on board with this. They're getting tremendous support. They are advertising this in airports, on billboards. So everything is in alignment. And of course, this is again a new company that is bringing something to market, and it has its ups and downs, just like any company. We go through them. One of the features that I love about this is every Tuesday we get on a call with the CEO, and 100% transparency. Well, last week we made $9.2 million from the purchases of mining software, and X amount went to commissions, X percentage went to paying electric, X percentage went to paying the employees, X percentage went into purchasing the containers that house the hardware and the software, X went to buying new hardware, new software, so forth and so on. So they have, in our back office, we have full transparency of where all of the money went. So we know about what that is. And the vision of this is really to take this from state to state to state. And rubber, basically I call it rubber stamping or white labeling it, because I was in Tampa a couple of weeks ago, and a woman said, well, what happens when we mint all of the coins from Textit? And he said, well, who's to say we can't create another coin like Flexit for Florida or Dexit for Georgia? So that is the vision. It's a new model, and it opens up the doors for people again to look at wealth growth strategies to diversify their portfolio, and stepping into this space to start getting educated about what is happening right now that is going to change the world over the next 3 to 5 to 10 years. And currently right now, each of these mines are producing about $5 to $7 per day. Okay. All right. So if I've got $5 per mine with 11 mines, it's $55 a day times 30 days. It's about $1,500 a month times 12 months. It's about $18,000 of cash flow. All right. In February, the original was supposed to, they anticipated it to be up to $16 per mine, which would then give me, $176 per day, $50 per month, and up to $68,000 per year. Now, since I've been involved just a month and a half, they
Mhm.
now are predicting it could go up to $80 per mine.
Wow.
So you do the math, 80 times 11 times 30 days times 12 months,
Mhm.
and they're not going to stop there. It's going to continue to grow. And um, this is the beauty of this is that we can go out and buy coins on the
Mhm.
open market if we want, but who wants to own a mine and create their own cryptocurrency, and then they can sell it on the open market when they want to?
Mhm. Wow. So now, for those that don't know, when you're talking about a mine, what exactly is the mine? Is it a
Good,
machine?
good,
Like
yeah,
what
good.
exactly is that?
Great question. So, you've got a remember the desktop computers, the ones that were, really stood high, they were narrow. So that is the computer, and in there is the hardware and the software that actually mints the coin onto the blockchain. So that is the mine. All
Mhm.
right. And you see all of these data centers. It's like you see pictures of data centers with racks of
Mhm.
computers. Same thing with cryptocurrency mining. We have a shipping container. They have slots in the shipping container, and those are filled with computers with the software that's running and minting the coins on a daily basis.
Wow, that is amazing. It's such a
Yeah.
wonderful opportunity to be able to have daily cash flow. I mean, come on, people, who wouldn't want daily cash flow?
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, it's a very unique model, and they are doing right now is what's called a crowdfunding raise, if you will, and
Mhm.
that is where they're sharing. I'm sharing this with people
Mhm.
uh, to get them educated about this product line, and they do provide a commission for those people who are introducing this and bringing new miners on board. This is not a direct sales or a multi level marketing business model.
Mhm.
However, it's set up in a binary structure. Don't worry about the details here. If you want more information, we can talk about it. But it is basically structured so you can maximize the comp plan to also have an additional $9,000 per month if you choose.
Wow. Wow. This is a wonderful opportunity. Both of these are really wonderful opportunities
Right.
to diversify yourself as we are just changing in this climate.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So let me go ahead and I'm going to pull up your QR code here so people can reach out to you.
Sure. While you're pulling that up, yeah, for those that are interested in getting information, this QR code is to schedule uh, a Zoom call with me. And what I do is we start out the conversation by getting to know each other. And then what we do is, or what I do is I start asking questions and finding out what your goals and objectives are. What have you gone through? Um, and I do say that I am not a financial planner. I'm not certified. I'm not licensed or anything like that. What I do is I provide information and I share that information, and then you go out and do your own due diligence to getting educated to see if this is something that you are interested in coming on board with. And why is that? Because most financial planners have no clue what this industry has to offer, so that's why they shy away from it. However, I just talked to a wealth company yesterday, and they are starting to look into bringing blockchain technology products and services into their business model for their clientele, because they know that this is the future. And it's just a matter of those, financial planners who are independent. They have more control of their own business as
Mhm.
opposed to those who are under a corporate structure where you can only market their products and services. So it's about being diversified and having multiple, options from different companies, as I've got different companies here that I've chosen from. So diversification is key.
It is. Diversification is key, y'all.
Yep.
So, Dr. Jeffrey, is there any words of wisdom or words of encouragement that you can give our audience today before we close?
Well, that's a great question, Tiffany. And when I was a health coach back in the day, it was just between 2018 and 2022. My encouragement was to really look at the true state of affairs and start getting educated, because there are tools and resources out there that are not in mainstream, and that's where most people are focused. And those types of tools and resources keep you stuck in the broken and corrupt systems. And it's a matter of, again, encouraging people to step into their uncomfortable zone and reach out and start getting re-educated, because we don't want to follow their path about, you'll work until you retire and you'll be happy, but you won't own anything. All right. And we want to change that thinking, that paradigm, and get people away from that propaganda, I'm going to call it, because you have choices, and it's a matter of you. What is it? I will not conform. I will not conform. So take control of your life, be the CEO of your own life, and don't always rely on your accountant, on your financial planner, on your doctor, so forth and so on. Yeah, they've been trained in these broken and corrupt systems, and you want to break away from that and explore. And I always have to throw in, I'm not totally against Western medicine, because it has its time and its place. Because when I'm passing a kidney stone, and I haven't since 2018, give me that morphine, baby, because I don't want to go through that pain. So, but since being off all meds and refocusing on my food choices, I'm knocking on my wooden desk here. I haven't passed a kidney stone since 2018.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, and I hear that is very, very painful.
Oh my God! They say it's worse than giving birth.
Whew. I don't know.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know about that, but
well, I haven't given.
Wow.
I've only birthed stones. I haven't birthed a baby, but. And I spoke with a woman who was giving birth and passing a kidney stone at the same time, so I can't even imagine.
Oh no! Woo! God bless her.
Yes.
Well, Dr. Jeffrey, it is always a pleasure to take center stage with you. I thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being a part of the Fitness Fanatics family and the Own It magazine and publishing family as well. Everyone, I want to thank you all for joining us today. Hopefully you got some nice nuggets of information here, and you will reach out to Dr. Jeffrey, learn more about diversification and how you can move into the future and thrive instead of just surviving, right? We don't want burnout anymore, and we want you guys to retire, be able to kick your feet up on a beach and have a martini in hand, or whatever it is, tea, whatever it is that you want. We want that for you too. So we love you so very much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Take care.